Ebola concerns in the Lowcountry as well. It is flu season, and as WJCL reported last week, South Carolina had its first flu death of the year. But the symptoms of flu and Ebola are so similar it has some patients panicking. So we're working for you tonight. Lowcountry Bureau Chief Larry Spruill talked with a doctor about awareness and how to differentiate between flu and Ebola. He joins us now in the studio with more on what he's learned. Larry?
Well, Kevin, both the symptoms of the flu and Ebola are very similar. One doctor I talked to says overall it's important to stay calm during the Ebola outbreak.
Again, there's a heightened awareness about all these viral illnesses now.
Which is a good thing, says Chief Medical Officer Kurt Gamble with Buford Memorial Hospital. But he also says
the key, I think, is to reassure people not to panic.
But Gamble says that's hard to do, especially since one man died from Ebola in Dallas. And last week, the Department of Health and Environmental Control says one person died from the flu near Columbia. Now, people are talking about the two viruses, since both the flu and Ebola have similar symptoms.
Fever, headache, nausea, vomiting, muscle ache, a lot of these symptoms that we see with the flu, you can see with Ebola too. There is going to be a lot of confusion with patients because when you read about the Ebola symptoms, they're almost identical to flu.
Gambler says there is a difference between the two.
Ebola many times will have unusual bruising or bleeding. So I'm sure there will be a lot of concern when people get flu symptoms that will be in the back of their head. As people pay attention, they look at the precautions that are necessary to take. Panic is a bad thing and I think is unnecessary at this point.
Gambler says they are prepared to deal with either an Ebola or flu outbreak, and he says the easiest way to protect yourself from the flu is to simply wash your hands or to get a vaccine.
Very important as we approach flu season. Thank you, sir.